So, you have big dreams. You want to be successful. Maybe buy a nice house, travel the world, or just stop feeling guilty about wasting time. But there's one little problem. You never actually do anything. You keep putting things off, and instead of working on your goals, you find yourself scrolling endlessly, binge-watching, or convincing yourself that future you will handle it. Spoiler alert, future you is just as lazy as present you. Every year it's the same story. You set goals, start strong, then, bam! Procrastination sneaks in like that one friend who never knows when to leave. Before you know it, you've labeled yourself as lazy. But here's the truth. You're not lazy. You just haven't figured out how to trick your brain into getting started. It all comes down to something called inertia. In physics, objects at rest stay at rest, and objects in motion keep moving, unless something gives them a good shove. Turns out, our brains work the same way. If you're sitting still, it's hard to start working. But if you just get moving, even a little, it gets easier to keep going. So how do we break free from this cycle? Here are a few tricks that actually work. First, lower the bar. If you tell yourself, I need to write a 10-page report, your brain immediately panics and convinces you to check Instagram instead. But if you say, I'll just write one sentence, it suddenly feels easy. And guess what? Once you start, you'll probably keep going. Next, the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll do something for just 2 minutes. 2 minutes of cleaning, 2 minutes of studying, 2 minutes of exercise. You might think, that's too short to matter. But here's the secret. Once you start, you often keep going. It's like tricking your own brain into being productive. Now let's talk about your environment. If your workspace looks like a tornado hit it, your brain will find a million reasons to avoid sitting down. Keep it clean, make a to-do list, and remove distractions. Also, try using the scary hour method. Set a timer for 60 minutes and tackle the stuff you've been dreading the most. You'd be surprised how much you can get done when you give yourself a fixed time to suffer. Another thing people don't talk about enough? Managing emotions. Procrastination isn't always about laziness. It's often about avoiding stress. So, if a task makes you anxious, take a deep breath, break it into smaller steps, and just do something. Even a tiny step forward is better than sitting around feeling guilty. At the end of the day, productivity isn't about working harder. It's about starting smarter. Use these tricks, and before you know it, you'll actually be getting things done. No more guilt, no more wasted time, just a better, more productive version of you. And remember, progress is still progress, no matter how small. The trick isn't to wait for motivation to magically appear. It's to create momentum by taking action, even if it's tiny. The more you practice these habits, the easier they become. So start now, not tomorrow, not someday. Just take one small step today, and watch how quickly those little wins add up. Now go do that thing you've been avoiding. Yes, that thing. If this video helped, please give it a like. It's a small action, and if you want more tips to stay motivated and get things done, make sure to subscribe. Now no more stalling. Go tackle that task you've been avoiding.